Now, there were 4 nominations for the GBGB Owners Practitioner role on the GBGB board, one of whom joins us now. That is Ian Foster. Ian, thank you very much for taking the time out to speak to us. Tell us what your main aim is if you achieve this position.
Yeah, hi Daryl. There are a few quick fixes. I've set those out in the statement that accompanies the voting form, so I don't want to talk about that. But my main aim, strange as it may sound, is to pay my trainer a lot more for looking after my dogs. At the moment, they don't get paid anything like the amount they should. The trainer's fees have barely gone up in the last 20 years. If I could pay my trainer more, my trainer could pay the kennel staff more, and so many of them wouldn't be living in poverty as they are at the moment. The only way that I and other owners like me can afford to do that is if the amount of prize money in the sport increases, and increases substantially. And the only way that's going to happen is if the off-course bookmakers pay a realistic price for the product, which is the moment they just don't do. As I keep reminding everybody, they are compelled by law to pay 10% of every pound they take on horse racing, and feed it back into that sport. But when it comes to greyhounds, we get a derisory 0.6%, and they're not even compelled to pay that. They only do so voluntarily. And that's what we've got to change. If we can bring about a compulsory levy that substantially increases what they pay, the owners can receive more prize money, we can pay greater kennel bills and afford to do so, and the trainers can pay the kennel hands more, and everybody who is the lifeblood of the sport can benefit.
Ian, it sounds a very ambitious plan. How are you going to set about trying to achieve that?
It is ambitious. I personally have been in touch with a couple of current members of Parliament after the last few months, including Tracy Crouch, who used to be the Minister for Sport. And they are very much on side in terms of establishing a levy so that the owners get more, but also so that there's more money available for welfare. That's one of their primary concerns. There is a groundswell of opinion in support of the levy at the moment. And what we need to do is to ride that swell and make it a realistic option. And one thing I can promise, even though I can't promise to succeed, but if the prospect of a levy becomes realistic, I guarantee that the off-course bookmakers will be clamouring to get to the negotiating table with us to avoid that happening. And if that's the case, that's our opportunity to achieve a proper settlement for greyhound racing, which will benefit the owners in terms of increased prize money, it will benefit the trainers in terms of increased revenue, and it will benefit the kennel hands in terms of increased payment. So I think that is a realistic way forward.
Ian, tell us, do you have any other irons in the fire?
Look, I don't. I took early retirement. Every day is a Sunday, so to speak. So I don't have anything else to distract me from this. I have the ability, I think, to try and push it. I hope it will be clear that I have the interest to do so, the enthusiasm. What I don't have is anything else on the go that would cause me a conflict or otherwise interfere with this. I have the time and the desire to do it. The only thing I don't have is I have to be elected, and that's not within my immediate control.